Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the KO Nation, currently known as the Tiger Art Martial Arts here in beautiful Portland, Texas. And I don't know if anybody's ever thought about this, and maybe you guys have experienced this before, but have you ever thought about if you didn't do year-round school, that maybe you should have done year-round school?
What did he say?
I kind of been thinking about that lately. When I think about it, sometimes I think about, maybe I could have retained a little bit more information if school just kept on going. We didn't have such a long break in the summertime. But I wanted to talk to you guys quickly about that and also how it affects your martial arts. All right, so first of all, I know that a lot of martial arts schools struggle with is that everybody kind of gets into a routine during the school year where they're coming into classes normally, they're regularly training, they've got it matched with their, school matches kind of with a parent's work schedule and work week. And, it's easier for parents and students combined to get together on what a good schedule is, including coming to your martial arts classes. Now, in the summertime, it gets a little bit more complicated. First of all, school gets out. So school lets out for about 3 months in the year, and that can affect a martial arts business, and it can also affect the schedule of a parent and a student relationship. A parent still has to go to work. What do they do with their students? We have an answer to that. We do our summer camps throughout the entire summer. And so we allow the kids to come and train at the academy and do their classes and be a part of that program. Definitely, use that as an alternative revenue stream for when kids come out of a normal martial arts class in the summertime. In the summertime, though, it's still the same predicament. We have a lot of students that will cancel their memberships or freeze their memberships in the summertime, making revenue drop by a little bit. They might come back inside of the school year. They might come back. So sometimes it's not a guarantee that they're going to come back, but we're always hoping that they will. Now, aside from martial arts business perspective in terms of revenue sourcing and things like that, one of the biggest issues that I have is kind of like what I told you. So I think that maybe if I was doing year-round school and when I was going to school, that maybe I could have retained the information a little bit better going into the next grade, when instead of learning new things almost immediately, I would be having to relearn some of the things that we learned from the school year before. And so I think it kind of slows down that learning process for kids to do that. And I know some people might disagree with that, like give the kids a break, that kind of thing, and that's all great, but 3 months is a long time, and I don't think that people should be going that long without having their school or even their martial arts training. And here's why. All right, like I said before, so we have a summer camp program and we have an after school program. And so a lot of the times we have students that are gonna be doing classes every single day. They do the after school program, they're here every single day, they're doing their classes. Then the summertime hits. Okay, what do we do with them during the summer? Well, we put them in the summer camp program, and now, once again, they're doing classes every single day, sometimes even twice or even 3 times in a day. And so the skill level of some of our summer campers really jumps way up when it comes to skill. And the ones that had left in the summertime to come back in the next school year, well, they're missing out on some of that training. Basically what happens, you have somebody who is a lower rank achieving a higher rank before the end of the school year, before the beginning of the school year. What happens is those two end up becoming in the same class. Okay, so now you've got this student who is this certain rank, who is this certain level, and they're in this certain class with the higher levels, and then you have this one that has been training throughout the entire summer, also inside of that same class. Now we're kind of having to kind of slow things down for those students who have been training throughout the summer, because the retention of the students who's coming back is just not there. Okay, they're having to relearn something, get back into discipline mode. Maybe they've been taking vacation, relaxing throughout the whole summer, and when it comes to discipline, it could be a shock for them, and they could be overwhelmed by those types of things. And before you know it, the discipline that they had before they left is just not there anymore. Now, it does come back quickly, but it doesn't mean that we haven't had to slow down some of our classes to help some of those guys achieve that level of discipline once again. All right, everybody, just got done with some training. Time for some post-workout meal time. All right, everybody, we've got the post-workout meal right here. They got my name wrong. This is, my name was Isabel. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, it's got everything you need post-workout. It's got your carbs, your protein. It's even got some vegetables right here. Some fruit, some pineapples. Don't say anything about pineapples on pizza. And yes, it's not the healthiest meal, but look at me. I work out all the time. I'm fat. I gotta eat. I'm hungry. I like food. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, you guys didn't enjoy a hug then. Classes are over for the day. Just wanted to finish up what we were talking about in terms of having like year-round school and students training year-round versus taking the break in the summertime. So what we have trouble with is finding that balance at the beginning of the school year, where the students have been training throughout the whole summer, are get ready for the new things, start the new things, and then the students that haven't been training in the summer are having to catch up. And so that kind of puts a damper on retention, because now we're starting to review some of the other things that we've been learning that we've already learned in the summertime, and slowing things down for the students who are coming back, just to get them back into the groove of things. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it tends to seem to bother some students, and they tend to be like along the lines of hungry for the next thing and they want to learn the next thing, but we've had to slow down the classes for the students that are barely coming in. So instead of making our classes fun and exciting, we're having to make the classes more disciplined and get people back on track, so that way students are paying attention like they're supposed to and following safety guidelines like they're supposed to, instead of just being silly or messing around. We're having to revisit some of those things and add in a little bit more discipline training into the class, which for some of the students that have been training throughout the summer, it's not really fair for them. So the moral of this is that we don't want students to be stopping training over the summertime. We want them to continue training throughout the summer and keep their schedule the same, so that way they're not tempted to quit when they come into the school year. Because what happens is they try to get back into the groove of things. It's just not the same as they remember it before. Like I said, we throw in a little bit of that extra discipline aspect in there. They get upset with it because they think to themselves, well, I'm this rank and I shouldn't be getting treated like this, but they don't really realize that, hey, their discipline has kind of fallen off to the side a little bit because of the break that they've had in the summertime. So to them, they just seem like, oh, I went back to Taekwondo today, I went back to my martial arts class today, and all I'm doing is getting punished when I'm getting there. And that's not true. They don't understand the idea behind the discipline training of their martial arts. Okay, the goal really is for them to understand how to make sure that they're doing it safely as they're doing it with other students in the classroom, especially some of the younger kids. They definitely need to get back into that discipline mindset, and they just don't have that when they take the break in the summertime. So we're trying to just let you know that if you have kids in the martial arts program, do not take a break in the summer. And if you have parents that are always trying to make that excuse that, hey, I'm just gonna take a break in the summertime and get started when the school year starts again. Hey, let's have this conversation with them so that way they understand the importance of not taking that break. All right, in every one of my videos, we're gonna do something called the move of the day. And today's move of the day is going to be a 360 side kick. You've probably seen plenty of videos of how flashy a 360 round kick, 720s and 540s. Okay, all those spinning techniques are really great and they're really flashy, but I think that one of the kicks that definitely doesn't get enough hype is the 360 side kick. Now, it works a lot like a 360 hook kick, so you can use any one of these things that I'm gonna show you today with your 360 hook kick as well. All right, so first things first, you can take a ring like this, set it down in front of a punching bag or between two partners. Okay, so I set the ring down. You probably won't be able to see it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step one foot inside of the ring, okay? And with my outside leg, I'm gonna go ahead and step towards the punching bag. Okay, now you can do this in a different way. You can put the ring in front of the punching bag, step outside of the ring, and then you can use your stepping leg to step in the ring. Okay, then as you step in the ring foot stays in. You kind of rotate around till you see the bag, and then you throw in your side. Technically, that does make it a 360, but I know everybody's kind of wondering, okay, well, what about the jumping 360? All right, we're gonna get to that here in just a little bit. All right, now, if you have something like this, I prefer that you use something like this, because this will lead us into our jumping techniques. So I'll demonstrate real quick what I mean by that. Okay, so first, we're gonna do the same as we did with the ring. We're gonna place the shield on the ground. All right, now that the shield is on the ground, we're gonna use that shield for our extra step maneuvers, okay? Now, one of the things that I like to do is I like to put the foot inside or on top of the shield or whatever I'm using for this movement, okay? Now with the shield, it's good because it has that air in it, gives it a little bit of bounce, which we're gonna need later, okay? Now what I gotta do is I gotta kind of take my back leg, jump off my back leg to bring my foot over the top of the shield, and now the foot that's on the shield is going to turn into the bag. You can put the shield in between a partner or between a punching bag and the students. We like to line up our students and they'll line up behind the shield and each one of them will take turns on it. But let me show you guys that one more time. I'll show you from a different side. Okay, so I'm here, put my foot on the shield. My other foot is going to go ahead and hop over, putting a little bit of weight on the shield, but not very much, trying to keep as much weight off the shield as I can. I hop over the top. Okay, as I hop over the top, I start my rotation. Turn, 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 turn. Go to the side kick, and then I landed in front shuffle back. All right, now to add the jumping variation to this, as you get better with it, you basically start hopping over the shield. One foot is still on that. That's my kicking leg. You make sure that the students understand that, or even if you're applying this to yourself to just barely start to learn how to do one of these, my back leg is gonna hop over, and as I hop over, my leg that's on the shield is gonna leave the shield. So, like this, okay? So I start to rotate. So it's gonna look like this. My back foot comes over the top of the shield, rotate, go to the side. Now, once you can get to that, go ahead and stand on the opposite side of the shield of your partner or the punching bag, okay? And jump over the bag and the shield completely with the back leg. So as my back leg hops over the shield, this is where you jump, throwing that side kick, just like that, okay? Eventually you'll get to the point where you won't need the shield anymore, and I'm able to just basically hop over, throw the side kick on its own. One more time.
Just gonna send it!
So hopefully that helps you to either learn how to do a 360, or if you have your own academy, maybe that's a drill that you can apply to your academy to help the students learn how to do a 360. A lot of different reasons why you might want to use a 360 spin side kick. And like I said, there's also variations of this that'll help you with the 360 spin hook kick. Now, hopefully that helps you understand that 360 spin side kick and some of the ways that you can use that. Utilize this in the class. Leave a comment below if that's something that maybe you might want to try in your own martial arts class or your own martial arts training, and make your training a knockout this season. We'll see you on the next one. Okay, you both come in. Okay, try to take control of each other's arms and try to bring each other down to the ground, okay? All right, now, bring each other down to the ground. Don't go, don't get, yeah. Oh.